Powerful beings, grand rising, powerful beings. Watch this episode of Ed Talks Daily if you want to learn some money fundamentals and where the money resides. Okay, so today's episode, I'm going to be talking about where the money resides and some money fundamentals, basically some basics about how to make money, how to keep it, how to save it, invest it, flip it. So keep tapping in. So somebody says, where does the money reside? The money resides in your gifts, and the money resides in the solutions that you can have to problems. The money resides in your grit, and the money resides in your knowledge. All right, so it's going to be a lot having to do with you. So somebody says, I don't have the money. You are the money. So that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that without you, companies wouldn't make money because they wouldn't have somebody to make what they sell, and they wouldn't have somebody to buy it. So you are the money. So keep listening to Ed Talks Daily. Let's go. Y'all make So I'm talking about money fundamentals, how to make it and keep it. Now, I'm going to recommend some books for those of you who are going to tap into Money March. The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm going to tell you to get that book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay. Think and Grow Rich. Those were two very important books. We recommend those two books for you. The Richest Man in Babylon and Think and Grow Rich. Just get those two books. All right. I think everybody should read them. Like, if you've been in this space of growing, you already know about it. So you like, yeah, it's either you're seconding my motion. But if you didn't do it, if you're just now really getting into this stuff, then you really want to check it out. All right. So I'm gonna even put it on the screen for you. All right. So we went Think and Grow Rich, and then the next book, the Richest Man in Babylon. All right. It turns out our next read is going to be Think and Grow Rich for the Tribe Book Club, Holistic Book Club. But today I'm going to be talking about some money fundamentals and how you are the money. So what do I mean by you are the money? Okay. So you are the money means that the money is not something that you get. It's something that your solutions kind of like, it's obvious. If you solve a problem to somebody that causes them pain, of course they want to give you their money to do that. Okay? If you solve somebody's problem that causes them pain, of course they're going to want to give you their money to do that. So what you want to do is figure out what you have and what you can give. Somebody says, what? That's what we're starting for. Figure out what you have and what you can give. So what I mean by that, a lot of times people think about what they can get, but they don't think about who they are, what talents they have, and what they can give. Okay? So you want to think about who you are and what you can give. And you want to think about what you're talented in. Okay? So the other thing is you want to think about what you're talented in. If you don't know your talents, then it's going to be very difficult for you to make money out of your gifts. Okay? So who you are, what you have to give, and how can that help somebody else. At the same time, what are you good at? Now, the last episode I posted was really fire. Today's going to be a great one too. So I want you to realize this. When you go to a job, the job doesn't just sell a product. Everyone in the job is a product because they are producing an experience for you, and they're also helping the products get to market. So the business does not just do business with you, the customer. The business does business with the lender and the employees. Okay. So, and the investors, lenders. So it is all human effort that's creating all of this value. Okay. It's human effort that creates value. Now, there are some things that already exist. God just gave it to us, like fruit off of a tree. The person who goes picks it and goes sells it makes money. So this talk about money starts from understanding the concept of money. the value. What is value, and how is it shown in money? Like, so the first thing we want to think about is, does the piece of paper dictate the value of the object, or does the result of the object dictates how much pieces of paper you're going to exchange for it? So it's not the piece of paper that says that this service is worth this much. It's not the piece of paper that says the Rolls Royce is worth this much. So it's not the fiat money that makes the worth of the product. The fiat money does not make the worth of the product. It is the product that makes the worth of the fiat money. And if there is a product and you are part of the product, you are the one who makes the money valuable. The money does not make you valuable. So, in that being said, money is not something that you get. Money is something that you reveal by tapping into what's already in you, by thinking and getting existing things together in a way that provides value to other people, that solves a problem for them, that brings you the money. So you think, okay, you see this tree there. You're like, man, I wonder if somebody ever did this with it and provided that. And you do that with it and you provide that. And then you exchange that in the marketplace for money, so that next time that you need to get something, you could exchange the money for what you need. So the money then serves as a form of energy exchange representation. It's representing the energy you exchange, and then now you're exchanging for money. So basically, money is infinite because energy is infinite. Because capital is only a result of human capital, human investment. By that mean human labor. Okay, so the capital that you see, you can say that there's a cap on capital, meaning the amount of money we have in the market is not blocked, because there's an infinite amount of potential called people who can produce things that will automatically kind of like create the capital. So that means don't think that there is a lack of money in that, like, yo, there's no money and I have to go get it. Money is infinite, because as soon as people are becoming creative, they're stimulating the economy. So people finding out how to make all types of things and exchange it will stimulate the economy. Take a look at what we have right now, what they call NFTs. Now you may say, like, yo, how people have all this money to do all of this, or this cryptocurrency? You see, now that explains cryptocurrency, because then you say, like, how can money be digital? How can this be like that? How can it be a coin and now you can buy stuff with it? That's because money in itself is not necessarily devalued. It's what it represents. Money is a system to represent the exchange happening in a market, right? So money is a representation tool of exchange happening in the market. Okay, so now the gross domestic product is the amount of labor which then gets quantified in a market value called money. So the gross domestic product is GDP. So this is how much people put energy and effort you put towards creating activities that then creates the gross domestic product. So the GDP is only a result of people's labors in creativity. So basically, I'm saying that money, you don't need money to start, because money is not the starting point. Energy is the starting point. Creativity is starting point. Now, there are raw materials. Raw materials is what you need to create stuff. So normally, when people think they want to do some stuff, they think like, yo, I need money to do it. No, you need raw materials. How you get those raw materials is up to your creativity. Sometimes your raw materials might be a few subscriptions to software. Sometimes your raw material might just be a location to do your class at. Sometimes your raw material might be a camera. So a lot of times, to do business and to make money, you don't need necessarily money. You need a system that produces something, because The market GDP is on the basis of what is produced, not on the basis of the money. The money is only a result of the production. Okay, so money is created as we put effort towards doing something in the world that makes a difference and solves a problem. So we have to change our mindset about money, how we think about it. So now you say, what do I mean? If you say to yourself, I want to create bead necklaces. Now, what you need now to create bead necklaces are beads and strings, and then your time, and then the knowledge of how to create it. That's what you need to create. This is called the product production. You're producing product. What are the materials that you need to produce the product? What are the raw materials? So then those comes in the cost of goods sold. So this is how much it's going to cost you to create your product. This is called cost of goods sold. Okay, so now you're like cost of goods. So basically, you want to create bead necklaces. If you can get the beads from somebody who had beads, and you can get the strings from somebody who has strings, and or you could exchange something for them, you have no money exchange here. All you've actually done is you gave somebody something for something you want, and then now you use your expertise to create it. Now you have a product. Now the process of making the money is simply saying, here, I have value add to your life. Would you like to exchange your energy in the form of money for my value addition? Okay, and marketing is how you message, how you paint the picture of, how you put the visuals together, and where you tell them about what you have that can help them. So business in its own is just really you creating stuff in the world. Then you going to tell people that you created it, and finding creative ways to tell people that you created it, and keep bringing them back to your creation where they exchange money for it. Now, which one came first, the money or the value creation? Now, this person went to work and they spent they spent labor to get the money. You did labor too, but you didn't go to work on somebody else's idea. You worked on your idea. That's the difference between entrepreneurship and employment. One is you are putting labor towards your idea, but you're also creating the ideas and creating the plans and implementing them in your time schedule. Another one is you're just following somebody else's idea and doing what they kind of tell you that is needed to be done. So employment is labor for somebody else's vision. Deployment is labor towards your own vision. So when you deploy yourself and you become an entrepreneur, you're putting labor towards your own desired activities. So this is deployment called entrepreneurship. When you deploy yourself and say, I want to create something to add value, I have an idea, so therefore I'm going to deploy out this idea in the form of a business, then you market yourself to let people know that. So now somebody says, okay, if money is infinite, there isn't a lack of it, all you need is the creativity and resourcefulness. What are some ways I can make money without necessarily creating a business? You just have to figure out ways you can find something people need or a service people need and provide it to them. So that means that either A, you can do it as a working underneath somebody, working with somebody, or working for yourself. So working underneath somebody means that you're working at a typical job or 9 to 5 or employment. Working with somebody means that you're more of a gig worker, if I may say. You have your, what they call the other tax bracket, the 1040 or something. 1040, you're subcontractor, gig worker. So you could either work for somebody, have a specific schedule, work kind of with somebody. You say you're still working on their vision, but you're working with them because you're not really working, like you pick when you want to do it. And you kind of like, you have a little partnership. Now, this is Postmates, Uber, all of these services that you can do. And there's so many different versions of them. Don't just go with the typical ones. They have many different ways. But with that, you have to exchange your time for the money. Okay? When you exchange your time for the money, the money you make is only in proportion to the time you invest, which is also true in other cases, but not always the same proportion. So this is a one way to make money, is to say, I'm going to work with a gig service. Okay, so that's a way to say, hey, I have a job, but I'm still going to work with a gig service. Another way to make the money is to have your job. Now, remember I said you make the money on the basis of your value, not necessarily, the money does not come before you. Your value comes before the money, and it is the value that that brings you the money. So a lot of people think when you're at a job, you're stuck to getting paid how much you're getting paid, or you're stuck to being treated how much you're being treated. But once you switch your perspective from like, I have a job, to I'm an asset to this team, you're going to become more valuable, because your mentality is going to make you more valuable. And then now your employee is going to realize your value. And because of that, they're going to be afraid to lose you. And because of that, you can demand what you need. So when you become valuable and recognize your value, even in your current employment, you can make more money. A lot of people have not recognized it, so they have they work. And because they do that, you also say, oh, they can let you go at any time, so the company treats you a certain way. It's hard for you to demand. So when you make yourself super valuable, super good, that you're like, yo, you're such a great asset to any team, they know it's in competition. So many people are looking for you. They want you to work for them. So you can say, look, this is the salary I demand for my work. So becoming valuable is the number one way to make money. Whether you work for somebody, with somebody, or you work for yourself. Now, I'm going to share with you how becoming valuable is going to help you make money. So that means that one of the most important things you can do to make money is to become valuable. Because, look, the value of money is on the basis of the value of the production that is created. And the exchange, money just quantifies the energy that you spent on creating, moving the product, getting the product to the consumer. So that means money is just a representation of the energy expanded to create something, whether it's BP gasoline, whether it's high-rise build, like high buildings, no matter what it is the energy you spent to create something. So now that means your value is the energy that you're going to spend on yourself to create you and create something within you. So now as you up your value, you can demand more for your energy. Now for the seekers, healers, teachers, coaches, and motivators, you want to increase the value as it relates to what you know, how you can help people and help yourself with what you know. So if you are a coach, if you help people heal, if you are a personal trainer, you could create in a way where you learn how to get the results for somebody. The more you learn the results, how to get the results for people, the more you're going to be able to help more people, and you could demand more for what you charge, and you could put it in different formats. So the more knowledgeable you become, the more valuable you become, and the more you share that value and have a call to action to say, hey, here's how to pay me for my value, the more money you're going to make. And the most important thing that you do now is not just cultivate the value, but you tell people about the value and how that will help them solve something in their life. And that's how you make the money. So now Procter & Gamble is one of the biggest companies as it relates to products, household products. They show you how the kids are running in the house, your pets are stinking up the couch, and all of this stuff, and that's the problem you have. And you're like, yeah, that's relatable. That just happened 5 minutes ago. So now in your mind, you're like, yo, I got to get me some of that Febreze. Because you're like, yo, they just targeted a pain point. And they put the words in a way that says like, yo, this is what you're going through and this is how we solve it. So now you want to buy their product. So you do the same thing, not just for a product that you use in your household, but you do the same thing whether you sell some candles, right? You sell candles and you make these nice natural candles, you sell them. You want to express how those candles is not only going to help this you with the scents that your kids bring and the pets bring in the room, but how it's going to help you unwind and for your mental health. Had a long day, you need to unwind for your mental health. Is the kids running all over the place and the dog's taking up the couch, and you want to just take a vacation in your own home? Light up my organic candle and feel the breeze. Okay, so now you just create a nice little video. That's your ad, that's your marketing, so people want to buy the product. Let's say you sell incense and sages. You put things around, like, keep the bad vibes out. Like, you put stuff that, oh man, this is why I need that. Let's say you sell stone necklaces and stuff. You know what I mean? So now you want to talk about, like, yo, which chakra are you trying to open up? Which chakra do you think is closed? And this is how this stone can boom, boom, boom. You educate the people on there. You have to educate the people so that they know that, oh, this is the solution. That's what a lot of these companies do. They have to educate you on what is, like, if you have many options, you have to educate people on how to pick the best option. And then you tell them how your stuff is the best option. I want you to hear that. That's what the companies do. They tell you how to pick the best option, and they tell you that this is the best option. Look, if you want to buy a nice car, you're going to look for how much miles is it on the road? Like, what's the durability? What's the safety features? So they kind of have categories of, like, this is typically what people would look for. They kind of tell you what to look for, and they say, look at the quality of what it is. This is exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so let's say you sell a hair product. Okay, not only do you want to express what it does and how it's going to help the hair grow or get rid of certain, whatever. You also want to say, like, these all natural ingredients are not going to have the same effect as these other ingredients. Okay, so all of these become from, this is the value. This is the value. So you want to really think of value. You want to cultivate value, and then you want to express the value in the form of posts, marketing, like posts on social media platforms. So then you're like, okay, money is infinite. I don't have to worry about us running out of money because we can always create stuff. So now, let's say we were in a time where it was apocalyptic, which means it was very bad things happening in the times. The things that you might find important now that's in demand may not be in demand. You remember in 2020, what was in demand was toilet paper. Imagine, it was toilet paper, man. People was running away from, I need some toilet paper right now. Gotta wipe my booty. Yo, so they gotta wipe their ass. You know what I'm saying? People was going for that toilet paper. So which means that the value, like, what is valuable, what is in demand? There's something called supply and demand. So the demand dictates the supply a lot of times, because if there's a high demand for something, people see an opportunity to serve, so they supply it. It's like you in a room and you realize that everybody is in their period right now. I guess that's a weird combination. And you have a pack of tampons. Don't you find you have a perfect business now? Okay, that's a perfect business because they really need that. But you got it. So I guess that was a great example. The demand is high and you got all the supplies. So, don't get high on your own supply. Sell that supply and make some money. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example to say, if you're in a room where there's a need, you got to think of, oh, can I supply to this demand? And if you don't have a pack of tampons, you're like, yo, where did I find out that I can find? How do I get that for cheap and sell it for more? How do I get a pack and invest more in a bigger pack, and then sell each individual and make a profit. So this is another idea. It's not just for you to go and create. Money also comes when you go and you accumulate, when you buy from the manufacturer or provider, and then you sell it out in sections to people. So basically, you buy in bulk, you sell it in separate items. So money also comes when you buy in bulk and sell in separate. So you find a need. Not only can you supply that need with your own talents and gifts by creating something, but you can go and find something somebody else created, and then what you do is you curate it, and then you sell that. So what do I mean? Let's say you're really passionate about making salads, and you use a salad scissor. That you make salad scissor, use a salad scissor all the time. But you don't make salad scissors, but you think everybody should have salad scissors. So what you can do is you can add the value of showing how you're making great salads, and you sell salad scissors either by buying a supply of bulk salad scissors that you can ship and make a profit, but that takes more labor. B, drop shipping salad scissors. You work a partnership with somebody, they get a cut, but they do all the shipping and handling. All you do is you do the marketing. Drop shipping. This is where you don't do the package up, sending, you simply do the promotion. And then you have another option where you do affiliation. This is called affiliate marketing, where you don't necessarily drop ship or produce. You simply give your word that you're going to talk good about it and drop a link, and then an other umbrella organization gives you a cut off of every sale. Now, a lot of you can do the Amazon influencer program, and that's a way to recommend Amazon influencer to actually implement Amazon products. Okay, so you do that. So you can do that. So that's another way. So you have a gift. So you say, I have a gift. I'm good at this. You can talk about it. You produce content. And then on the back end, you monetize it through recommendations. You monetize it through other monetization, like drop shipping, other monetization, like buying stuff in bulk and selling it, or actually creating stuff. But then we go into the intellectual property, the how-to. Not only do you sell products that looks like a thing, but you are the product. Remember, we started with saying that product producing comes from you. So not only do you sell actual things, you are the thing to be sold. So your intellectual property is actually more valuable. Not really more or less, but I'll say your intellectual property is actually more valuable than the actual property. Now you might wonder, like, why is that? Because when your intellectual property can be replicated digitally over and over and over and over and over time without the investment of your time. That means if you create a how-to of something, or you create something digitally, that digital asset can keep making you money over time. So this is a digital asset. So you want to have digital intellectual property. Okay, so that means how you do something is able to be taught. Like, you are tapping into my intellectual property. This is a podcast. When I speak, I'm giving you value. This is intellectual property. If I wanted to, I could have charged you just to listen to it and attend the class for this. But I'm actually gifting you it. So I'm giving you value. So, but then again, you might want some more information. I say, look, there's more value to be added. In order for you to get access to this intellectual property, here, you have to buy my ebook. In order for you to get more access to this intellectual property, you have to buy my book. In order for you to get more access to get intellectual property, you have to join this course. You have to join this community. You have to buy this guided meditation. You have to buy my album. You have to purchase my artwork. This is the intellectual property. Yes, I'm showing you the video of it, of how I'm creating my art. But if you want the intellectual property, you have to buy my NFT. Okay? So you are able to then section it out. And you can say, hey, if you also join the community, I'll give you exclusive access to some of my intellectual property. So here, you can get a little bit of it for free, But if you want more access to it, you have to pay for it. So there is a wall in between your premium content and the consumer. So that means that your product is not just something you produce with your hands that's physical. You are the product. So your mind is a product. And here's what I want you to understand. Your experience, your pain is a product. Your experience in pain is a product because you could produce a solution to somebody else's pain with your experience. Because you've been through that same journey, you could find out what steps you did in the process of, and you could put that in a book, put that in a program, put that in a course, put that in a how-to guide, put that in a video, put that in the audio, so you can actually turn your pain into a product. Now, a lot of people have turned their pains into books, to audiobooks, into artwork, into songs. Don't know if y'all saw the new Ye documentary, but it was really powerful because he talked about how, when he broke his jaw, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna record the process, and then I'm still gonna do what I was doing in the first place, making beats and rapping. You know what I'm saying? And then sharing this to everybody and telling them how what I got is so valuable and you need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So he just kept doing that. He kept putting his value out there. He shared the value. He documented the process, right? And that's what he just kept doing, right? So now his intellectual property is now a revenue stream that he's selling as a documentary of, look, this is how I made it. This is how it came. So now that's bringing him money. But in addition to that, not only does he has this current intellectual property making him money, he turned his pain into the best song and the best album, the Dropout album. So basically, he was talking about the stuff he was going through, and that became the best. And to this day, it's his best-selling album. So that's very interesting because that lets you know that your pain is a product in itself. So, like for instance, when you're tapping in, and I appreciate when you're tapping into my podcast, a lot of times I share some of the stuff that I'm growing through, and that in itself is a product because I'm telling you about my pain and I'm producing a result because I'm telling you what I went through and what I learned, and you can actually take some of that and it can benefit your life. So my pain is a product. Your pain is a product. You just have to produce something with it. So instead of letting pain make you feel bad about it, get what you learned from it and create something out of it. It's either your pain told you what not to do or what to do. Both of them is very valuable to somebody. It's either you create something out of your pain that is a solution to somebody else's problem, or you just tell them how you had a problem, how you went through it. So that means that even if you don't write a book on how to become a success, even if you don't create a program to help people become a success, you can write a book on what you learned from your failures. And that in itself will still make you money. That means even failing makes you money if you look at it as an opportunity to grow and you don't let it put you down. Even loss can make you money if you look at it as an opportunity to impact yourself and others and don't use it as a thing to go down. Even your breakups can be an opportunity if you say, hey, I'm going to create some events for women who are going through breakups, and this is what I'm going to do every month is going to be an exclusive brunch with mimosas and mental health conversations and healing modalities. Whatever you come up with, your pain is a product. You just have to figure out how to produce something out of it. But if you look back at your talents, you can understand that, look, the talents that you have, you might say, I'm good at organizing, getting people in the room, I'm the life at the party, but you're not able to see that you can take these same gifts and turn those gifts into money. Okay, so I expressed a whole lot of different ways to make money in this episode, but it all really stemmed from understanding that money is something that comes out of your own abilities. It comes out of your using your management of your resources, your management of your internal resources, management of your external resources, management of the resources you have in your hands. That means your money comes out of the money you actually have. The money comes out of the stuff you have. For me, I have a garden, so I can make money out of my garden by selling my anxiety, which you could find on my website, theholisticmotivator.com, which is a blend of lemongrass, lemon balm, vervain. I grow that out of my garden, and for drying it, putting it together, packaging it, and making sure that it stays fresh, and sending it to you by marketing it, I make money out of something God created. I curated God's creation, and I packaged it and sold it. Not only have I done that with a physical, so that's something that I have. So money comes out of what you currently have. So you're like, yo, but money also comes what you have inside of you. Because of what I have inside of me, I help coach people. I help teach people what to do. Because of some of the pain, I'm like, yo, this is how you create a system. This is how you do content. With that effort, I'm able to help somebody. So money comes out of your talent, your efforts. If you're really good at cooking, you can either cook and sell the food, or you could sell the class on how to cook, or you can make videos on cooking, put it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can make reels on cooking, or you could talk about cooking all day, but then you have cooking retreats, or you could have cooking books. You're gonna have cooking songs. So what you're good at, there's 1,000 different ways to monetize it, but you got to sit down and really start to think, and you got to get in rooms like this too to give you some ideas. So money is not the result of money, just money, but it can be. When can it be? When you take what you currently earn, your earned income, and you turn it into residual. How do you turn earned income to residual income? You turn earned income to residual income when you invest it in something that makes you money. So your money makes you money when you turn your money into workers that make more money. So money is an energy exchange, but energy that cannot be created nor destroyed means that this energy can also get more energy to it. That means if you take the energy of your money and you put it somewhere where it's plugged in and you let it stay charged up, that money is going to grow. So where do you plug your money to make more money? You plug your money to make more money in the stock market, in the cryptocurrencies, and NFTs, in real estate, in other people's companies. Okay? So investing means you look at something that has a potential to grow and you say, I'm going to make a risk on this thing, expecting a reward. This is also the definition of entrepreneurship. I see an opportunity that for service, or I see an opportunity for growth, so I'm going to invest at the risk of possible loss, knowing that the rewards that I will get if I stick to it is much more than the risk of losing. And with courage, you take that action. And that's not just with investing. That's with any form of business. Some of you right now, you might be starting from, look, I need to take a risk at doing Uber, because I feel like if I do Uber, I might lose some safety. Like, I don't know if that's gonna work. Somebody says, like, it's a risk if I do Postmates. Starting from even that point, somebody says it's a risk if I become a coach or a speaker and I start to do podcasting, I'm risking me looking stupid or me looking like I don't know what I'm doing. Or if I start a business, I'm risking failure. So business has a lot to do with risk. But what makes a business entrepreneur, what makes a business owner, is that they go in spite of the risk. They say, yeah, there is a risk, but I understand the reward is much more pulling to me than the risk is scary. Once the reward is more pulling than the scary of the fear of the risk, this is called courage, and this is when you act, and this is what makes you the money. So this is why the few have more of the money, because the few take more of the risk. The more risk you take, the more money you make. So you want to take risk regardless of what you fear you may lose, because if you take the risk long enough, you're going to make what you thought you were going to lose. Okay? So risk is very important, and it's important to take risk. So after you found out that the value comes from you, take the risk of losing, failing, risk of looking stupid, and just go for it. And that is the introduction to Money March, Money Fundamentals. Where the money resides in the value of you and the value you create and the value you curate and the value that you did market for the exchange of money. And that's my message, and I'm sticking to it. This has been Ed Talks Daily. I want to thank y'all for tapping into these money basics. I expressed it in my own way, but it is very powerful. I actually gave you a whole lot of stuff, a lot of concepts today. So go back and rewatch the episode for some money fundamentals. I like to look at things from a spiritual perspective so that people understand that all of this stuff, if you really look at money, it's really a joke. It's really just, they print it. Okay? It's just a creed. It's just, we all have said, we say that this is a way to quantify the energy I exchange, and here it is. And once you see that, then money no longer scares you. You're like, yo, this is a tool. This is something I can create. This is something that, I like, yo, it's not far to make. Like, yo, I can actually do it. So that's why I'm keeping it on my mind. I'm working hard every single day to make more and more of it because it comes out of me. So now I'm working on producing out of my gifts. So every day I'm like, yo, what do I need to do? What new ebook do I need to drop? What new mixtape? What new meditation? Right? What new product? What new course? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking like, what new seminar do I need to pitch? New workshop? What is the new book? What is the new t-shirt? So all of these are different things that I'm thinking about consistently. And then how do I let other people know that I have these products? And how do I then take the money I make and invest them so that my money could go work for me and make me more money? And then how do I do this consistently over time? So this is where the starting point is. So once again, I want to remind you all listening. And shout out to Sabrina Soleil for watching, tapping in on YouTube, Instagram. I want to let y'all know that you have the unlimited power in you. And for a while, like, money has been like, I have made money, haven't made money. Made money, haven't made money. But you just can't let nothing discourage you. You got to readjust. You got to fix your money mindset. So we're going to work on limiting beliefs next time. So we're going to work on limiting beliefs that may stop you from getting the money. Some of the things that you may have raised with mindset. So I've rich dad, poor dad. What are the limiting beliefs holding you back from the money mindset? Right? What's the mentality holding you back from the money mindset? So we're going to be talking about that throughout the week. So it's going to be powerful. However, I won't give you per se all of the instruction on the money mindset. We're going to do that mostly in the Rise and Primes. Okay. So, but we are going to touch on it on Ed Talks Daily. Okay. So yes, one of the things I'm doing is making sure I don't give you all my content for free, because you got to pay for it. You got to pay for the value. So for those of you who say, hey, I want to get more of this value, let me get your premium stuff too. I want you to do this. Go to holisticlifestyletribe.com and join this Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. Start your free 7-day trial and get access to the 7-day trial where you can join every day, Monday through Friday, on Zoom for something called Rise and Prime. During this rising routine, you're going to be able to start your day positively with movement, breathing, personal development, mental health check-in. We're reading books. We're doing all types of stuff to help you grow as an entrepreneur. So you want to go to holisticlifestyletribe.com, sign up for your 7 free-day trial. So it's going to be very powerful. It's definitely going to help you out a whole lot. So 7 free-day trial. And in this month, I'm launching the Wellness Entrepreneur. So this means that I'm going to share with you some strategies, how to create a system for your wellness business, how to create a system for your what you do as a content creator. So that way you can monetize it, create a community around it, how to create the podcast around it, how to create a whole system. So this is something new that's being launched. So if you want to tap into that, now's your time to join the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. Go to holisticlifestyletribe.com. And for those of you who are just now listening and who are not part of the text messaging tribe, I just want to invite y'all to text Ed Talks to 510-9605. All right. So text Ed Talks to 561-510-9605 and join us so I can send you reminders on the podcast. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank you for watching. Just want to remind you that you have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever it is that you want and create the person that you're growing to be. Listen, you just got to trust the process. A lot of times you don't realize that you are the value. Listen, there's way more money that will come out of my value. But what I know for sure is I never look at the lack of money to say that I don't have value. I keep sharing my value, and I know that that value will make the money. So it's my gift that makes the room for me. It is not the money. So I depend on how do I get my gift out? How do I create? How do I speak? How do I write? How do I create content? And every day I do it. How do I serve and help people? So whatever your thing is, you just got to do more of that thing and then tell people you're doing it. And then don't be afraid to tell people that they should exchange something for it, because it means that you are not valuing yourself to understand like, yo, you have to tell people, look, this is what I do and I'm good at it. This is what I do and I'm good at it. And I want you to pay me in order for you to get that value. So here's how much I charge. Here's my invoice. So pay me if you want that value. It's you. It's you. It's your value. Get paid for you. That's my message, and I'm sticking to it. Peace.